Hey, bro, wait up. Yo, chill out. I'm just trying to go swim. What's your problem? Look, I know you want to go swim, but I just have to tell you something. Do you go to the gym? I mean, not at the moment, no, I don't go to the gym right now, but I'm planning on signing up. Why? Okay, listen, make sure you stay tuned for this video to make sure you learn tips that I wish I knew before I started lifting, so you can get a head start unlike me. Hey, alright bro, I got you, alright. Wait, we're on camera? Yo, what's going on guys? My name is Kevin, and in today's video, I just wanted to discuss lifting tips that I wish I knew before I started. Because if I knew some of these tips, I could have saved so much time when starting out. And I'm sure everyone goes through some sort of phase like this where they realize their whole life was a lie and everything they were doing was pretty much wrong. But yeah, so I just want to discuss some tips I wish I knew before I started. So if you guys are new around here, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into it. Alright guys, so for my first tip, and I think this is such an important one, and that is that this is a marathon and not a sprint, okay? So when you start as a beginner in your lifting journey, your nutrition, dieting journey, etc., it's gonna take a long time for you to see progress. Now obviously this is different for everyone, and it depends where you are in your life and where you are in your journey. But for most beginners, I can safely say, even for myself and my own experiences, it took a long time for me to see results. But once you saw those results, you become super motivated. But like I said in the previous videos, before motivation has to come discipline. So first get discipline, and then slowly ride the wave of motivation as it comes and goes. Alright guys, next up, we got beginner gains. Now when you first start out in the gym, this is when you're going to see the most progress you're ever going to see in your lifetime. Because as you go on, you're going to see less and less progress as you become more intermediate and more advanced. So take advantage of this and go as hard as you can in the gym and with your nutrition. Because after this period of time, it's only going to get more difficult. Now next up, we got not comparing yourself to others. Now this one's a bit iffy because I compare myself to others a lot, and it can be very beneficial because you can see someone doing something right where you're doing that same thing wrong. So in that way, it's really good to compare yourself to others and fix your mistakes and your habits. But on the other hand, I mean, if you compare yourself to C-Bum, Chris Bumstead, and you see that you don't look like him, you're instantly going to be demotivated and you're never going to get anywhere. So this one's kind of a double-edged sword, but if you play your cards right, you can compare yourself to others in a healthy manner and in a way for motivation. Next up, we got the fact that you are not going to be perfect and you're going to have really bad days. Now this one might seem cliche and it might seem like, okay, well obviously, yeah, Kevin, I know I'm going to have bad days and not everything's going to go perfect. But when you really focus on this stuff and try to make it your craft and put a lot of importance into it, when you don't get it perfect, it's literally going to destroy you mentally. But you're going to have to try to just understand this one and basically just come to grips with it. Because if you tell yourself that you're going to be perfect and you end up not being perfect, it's literally going to ruin you. It's going to completely ruin you and knock you to the floor. Because you have to keep in mind that life is not just linear. Life is going to go like this. It's just going to go like this. You're never going to know what's going to happen the next day or even the next minute or next second. I mean, you're even going to have days in the gym where you're going to try to lift your warm-up and your warm-up is not going to go up. And you're just going to be like,
where did I go wrong?
But you didn't go wrong anywhere. You just have to keep going, keep pushing, and it'll keep going and get better. Oh, I just remembered another really good lifting one. And that is that you shouldn't routine hop. So basically, you should just stick to one plan or routine and just keep going with that. You need to try to make your lifting as simple as possible while still making it as fun as possible. So variation in terms of exercise selection is okay, but in terms of your actual routine, just keep it the same, or if you do change it after a long period of time after sticking to one routine, right? So if your full body routine, keep your full body routine and keep going and keep making progress and keep going. But if you see you stall after a long period of time, like maybe a couple of years or something, or at least a year, or at least half a year, then maybe you can change into something like push-pull legs or something like that. Then stick to that. But don't switch every week or every month or say, oh, it's not working. You just have to keep on going and trust the process. And I promise you guys that your gains will come sooner than later. A really good dieting tip that I learned way too late is that there are no such thing as superior foods. So there are no foods that are actually better than each other. As long as you hit your macros at the end of the day, it doesn't matter really what you eat. Now obviously I'm not saying just go out and eat burgers and cookies every day, but in theory you really could, and you could still see the same gains. But obviously that's not good for your health, and you shouldn't do that every day. Everything in moderation is key here, but just make sure to eat mostly clean and then splurge out every once in a while, just so you don't lose your mind. Now for these next two, I'm just gonna combine them into one. They're kind of separate, but they're also kind of alike. The first one being that you do not need to train multiple hours to see results. You really don't, honestly. An hour a day is plenty, even 40 minutes. It just depends on your schedule and how much time you have in your day. Me personally, I train an hour and a half every day to 2 hours, but that's just because I like my exercises and my workout routine to have a lot of volume. But besides that, that's all for that one. And the next one is that you do not need to be sore in order to have a good workout. Soreness could be an indicator of a good workout, but if you work out and you're like, wow, I'm not sore at all, that does not mean you didn't have a good workout. So don't necessarily use soreness or sweat or pain or anything like that to make sure that you had a good workout. In terms of exercise selection, when you're at the gym, make sure you start with compound exercises and then end off your workout with isolation exercises. So for example, let's say you're doing a pull day, right? You wouldn't start with bicep curls and then move on to do barbell rows for back, right? It would be the other way around. Or for push day, for example, you wouldn't do tricep extensions and then do bench press. And for leg day, you wouldn't do leg extensions and then move on to squats. So I think you guys get the basic idea of starting out with compound exercises that hit multiple muscle groups and then moving on to isolation exercises that only hit one muscle group. A really great dieting tip for you guys is that you can't outrun or out-exercise your mouth, okay? So if you overeat, let's say you're dieting and you overeat, you can't just run and burn it off. You can't exercise and just burn it off. Basically, your abs are made in the kitchen and you need to stick to your diet most of all. Because even if you work out and work really hard at the gym, but your diet is super trashy, you're probably not going to get the results that you're looking for. Even with all the dieting tips I gave in this video, I'm still sure in my mind that the most important dieting tip or nutrition tip in general is that there's no such thing as a perfect diet. There literally isn't. All you need to know is that you need to be in a calorie deficit to lose fat, and you need to be in a calorie surplus to gain muscle. It's that simple. No matter what your foods are composed of or how much fat or carbs or whatever you eat, I mean, obviously you want to try to maximize it, and that's where tracking macros comes in. But even if you don't do that, as long as you're in a deficit, you'll lose fat, and as long as you're in a surplus, you'll gain muscle. And yeah guys, that's basically gonna wrap it up for this video. I'm not sure how long this video is actually gonna be, but I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be too long because I just wanted to give you guys a few tips that I wish I knew when I started lifting and when I started dieting. So if you guys enjoyed, make sure to drop a like, comment what you thought of the video, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace!